Welcome back to the Lion Experience. This is your boy, Lion of God. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, take the time to do so right now. So again, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Lion Experience, because all of my future videos, they're going to include some valuable information that's going to help you grow mentally, physically, and spiritually. What's up? So today's topic is about pretty much having trust in the Lord, baby. Look, today's topic is about having trust in the Lord. So what do I mean by having trust in the Lord? I mean, simple. You must stand firm in your faith whenever you're faced with any obstacle. So again, you must stand firm in your faith when faced with any obstacle that may be too difficult for you to think that you can overcome it. So why would I say this, right? So this is the thing. Most people, right? Most people, when they're faced with a difficult task, they give up. They quit. They don't believe in themselves. They don't trust in God. I mean, pretty much they quit before they even try. Now, here's the thing. We must change the way we think as people. So here's the thing. When you change the way you think, you change who and what you become. So again, when you change the way you think, you change who and what you become. So last year, right, for my birthday, my goal was to run 12 miles every day for 32 days for my birthday. Now, fast forward to the end of those 32 days, I ran 440 miles. Now, before I actually started my journey to run those 32 days or those 440 miles, I looked up in the sky and I told God without a reasonable doubt, I knew that He had already delivered me. So that's the way we must think. When any obstacle is placed in front of us, you must know without a reasonable doubt, God has already delivered you. I knew. I thanked Him in advance. I thanked my Father, Lord God, in advance that He had already delivered me. Without a reasonable doubt, I knew that He wouldn't forsake me. However, just because I knew that He already delivered me on that 32nd day, I was only on day 1, but I knew He had already carried me to day number 32. Just because He carried me, or just because He had already delivered me, that did not mean that I would not face trials and tribulations along the way. Now again, just because I knew without a reasonable doubt that He had already delivered me, that does not mean that I would not face trials and tribulations along the way. Throughout those 32 days, I faced more issues in 32 days than some people face in an entire lifetime. Just to name a few, my eyes burned from running with no hat on. I would be laying in my bed in the middle of the night, right? I couldn't even sleep. I wake up, my eyes felt like somebody was really lasering something directly into my eyeballs. I was dehydrated. I was almost malnutrition from just really not being able to take in as many calories as I needed, because again, I'm already vegan, right? So it's already kind of difficult for me to eat that much by running that many miles every day. So that equated to 13.75 miles. I kind of got a heel spur along the way. What else? My hip kind of, became sore. What else? Other than that, I mean, it was just every other, I would say fatigue. I got extremely fatigued, right? Because again, was in the month of August/September 2nd. So this was still during the time when the weather condition was anywhere from 90-some degrees to 100-some degrees, when the humidity was anywhere from 85 to almost 100%. So I was really in extreme conditions. So the elements was crazy. But again, even though I was faced with all those different issues, right? previously, I already knew God had already delivered me. So every issue that I was faced with, right, I knew without a reasonable doubt God was building me up for future glory. So again, every issue I encountered along those 32 days, I knew God was building me up for future glory and for bigger storms. Now we're going to fast forward to my birthday this year. What did I do? And again, like I said, the issues I faced last year built me up mentally, physically, and spiritually. Now again, this year for my birthday, I had a 7-day no food fast. And I approached this the exact same way. I looked to my Father, Lord God, and I said, you know what? I'm thanking you in advance. Without a reasonable doubt, you've already delivered me through these 7 days, right? No food. I knew without a reasonable doubt he had already delivered me, because if I had any type of doubt, right? If I had any type of doubt that I would not complete those 7 days without no food, it would have made that process 10 times worse. And by me making that process 10 times worse by not having the right mindset, more than likely I wouldn't have had the desire or the discipline or the consistency to keep it going for those 7 days to actually complete it. So again, during those 7 days, unlike my 32 days when I ran my 440 miles, I didn't really face any true obstacles. Everything was great during my entire 7 days, because again, my prior birthday, I went through that vigorous, pretty much training regimen, right? That actually geared me up mentally, physically, and spiritually for this even bigger storm that I put on myself. And again, and it goes back to what I always say, when you create your own storms, right, you would never lose. So again, God would never forsake you. That is the goal. You got to have, you got to be so synced with God, right? That regardless of how big the storm is that's becoming your way or that is coming your way, you would not fret, you would not be afraid, because you know God would never forsake you. So, I mean, that's it. That's the message of today. You got to know without a reasonable doubt, regardless of how big or small the task is in front of you, right? Thank God in advance for delivering you. And then, even when you are faced with the different issues along the way, know without a reasonable doubt, those issues are only there to help build you up for the glory or for the next storm that is on the horizon. And I'm out. This is your boy, Lion of God. If you would like to continue watching this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Lion Experience. If indeed you would like to continue listening to this song, On the Moon, follow my son's YouTube channel, AVNJ. Again, AVNJ. Thank you and have a blessed day.